Hey, what's going on, you guys? This is Hyperion-Blue-GT. It's time to get ready for the 4th round in the first season of the 2021 Series Nations Cup on Gran Turismo Sport. Here we are at Suzuka Circuit for 16 laps, and we're going in to have a Group 3 category. We'll be ready to go. So here's the only heads-up strategy to be having 3 required tires by the mandatory according to the race details. So any kinds of Group 3 race car will be suitable to be participate, but that we might have 2 Group 3 cars to be on interchangeable. By having a good strategy, we'll be going in to take the most finest endurance race to be in the Figure 8 circuit in Japan. So I'll be using with the UDRS InSportTech livery I just made for myself on the Gr.3 Racing Concept 2018 will be selected to be participate in the 4th round. So get yourself prepared for having a balance of performance regulations to be setting up on the power and weight will be going organized. So be remember, racing soft compound tires will be doing the first part or the last, but just gonna have to make sure to do a lot of practice before we will join in session. Before you enjoy watching the video, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and check out some more videos if you like. Feel free to enjoy it anytime you want for the entertainment. Now it's time to get ready to start the race, and let's begin. The 2021 Series Nations Cup is about to begin in round 4 at Suzuka Circuit in GT Sport. Group 3 race cars will be going in by the rolling start at the ready. Here's A800888 in first place in the Nissan GT-R GT3. Gr.3 in second place in the Porsche 911 RSR. And here's myself in third place for the UDRS InSportTech livery of the Toyota Gr.3 Racing Concept. Rex NEFX is now taking fourth place in the Mitsubishi Lancer Evolution. And here's Neil Longman in 5th place in the Porsche 911 RSR. K-Dub 4775 is now taking 6th place in the same car in the Porsche 911 RSR. And we have Joel Exotic 96 in 7th place. Delay Croc is now taking 8th place in the Nissan GT-R GT3. And we have KI640G in 9th place in the Porsche 911 RSR. Can't Handle It 187 is here in 10th place for the Jaguar F-Type Group 3. Sulplismio 01 is now taking 11th place for the Mercedes AMG GT3. Corando 77 is here in 12th place for the Lexus RCF GT3. Miss Iraja is here on 13th place for the Aston Martin V12 Vantage. And here's Colino Prime in 14th place for the Porsche 911 RSR. ABD B366 is here in position 15 in the Renault Sport RS01 GT3. GTTC Fake is in 16th place. And here's Huslini 33 in the Lexus RCF GT3. And here we have Tarmac Turtle 1 in 18th place for the Chevy Corvette C7 Group 3. Calliopeon is now taking 19th place in the Nissan GT-R, takes the last position. So we have 16 laps by having a 3 required mandatory strategy will be going in on Suzuka Circuit. So good thing I'm just putting in on 3rd place by having a good fastest qualifying lap ever yet, but this will might have the perfect opportunity for the United Defensive Reformation Service will be going interchangeable by using the Toyota Gr.3 Racing Concept. 3 seconds on the timer, and we are going green for taking the 4th round in the 2021 Series Nations Cup. It's about to begin underway. Good luck out there, folks. I could probably have to do my best. We'll have the best motivation ever coming in to be in the first turn. We'll be coming on to the S-curves. Very good. Looks like A8 is now taking the head start to be going in to take the S-curves. And Dirk McGurk is now going on to take the chase, followed by UDRS will have to be on the ongoing effort to be on the inside position at the apex. This is going to be a pretty good excited battle between Porsche, Nissan, and Toyota. It's about to be going on to take the battle for first place in 16 laps. Sector 1 clear. Moving on to Sector 2 is going to be on the most highest effort to be on a high-speed chase, to be on every corners. So take exercise caution while you can. One racer have left the lobby, only 18 remaining. But looks like Rex NEFX is now going in to take Sector 3 to catch up with UDRS towards the hairpin. Gonna have to take that braking point. It's about to go inside formation to be on the line towards the spoon corner. This is going to be quite very impressive out there to see how Dirk McGurk is now going in to catch up onto A800888 in the Nissan GT-R GT3. Porsche 911 RSR is now going in to be on the highest slipstream to be taking the advantage to be going on to the spoon corner. But it's about to be taking on for the straightaway to leave onto Sector 3 before going in onto Sector 4 at the out-and-out corner towards the final turn at the chicane. Just gonna have to pack up the defense. Rex NEFX is now going in to catch up in about 0.2 seconds behind the gap. Gonna have to stay on the line of sight. There you go. Looks like this is going to be pretty good out there. Every race will have to take a good mandatory requirement without getting caught in the 1-minute penalty at the finish line. Will be quite getting organized. So the first lap's down, moving on to lap number 2, and we have A8 lap time to be going fastest by 2 minutes and 5.360 seconds. Nissan is taking the first driver, will be going faster to be in the first lap. So it's about to go in risky to see it. And it's Mitsubishi to be going in onto turn 1 to be dived in at turn 2. Rex NEFX is now taking third place while UDRS is going down onto position number 4. That is going to be quite very good to see. A Land Evil Group 3 is going faster to be taking a most finest performance to be taking on the S curves. But that is going to be quite monster power. Will be packed up with some good skills of performance. Moving on to Sector 2, it's about to go on for the ropes, and we have KW 4775 is now coming in. Gonna have to take a slight turn to be on the right turn, to be taking 2 turns before going back in onto Sector 3. Pack the defense is going to be the hardest thing for UDRS in Sportec. Will be catching up. Just going to go in there, take a good formation at the hairpin. Still trying to catch up onto Rex NEFX in the Mitsubishi Lancer Evolution Group 3. Is going to get the hardest slipstream to be on the longest distance. It's about to be going right back in onto the spoon corner. That one might take a good handling turns. Will be going on for taking the light directions to be on a good site. Formation is going in to use the apex, and now goes back in onto the straightaway. So let's see how Dirk McGurk is now coming along. He still tries to catch up onto A8 in the Nissan GT-R GT3 in first place, but that will might be quite giving an ongoing rush out there in the Porsche 911 RSR. Okay, very good. So looks like that we might have a good corner apex to be having the chicane to be moved forward towards lap number 3. A8 just barely made an update of the lap time, is going to be quite going fastest by 1 minute and 59.9 seconds. This looks very corrected to see how the Nissan GT-R in first place is going to be quite very fantastic out there without any additional numbers by the decimal. So better half the 0.9 is going to be much correctly that everybody really wants to take that challenge. Taking the time trial is going to be the most fastest thing to be in the competition, folks. That will be quite very good. Going in onto the struggle in Sector 1, now comes in onto Sector 2. KW 4775 is still catching up onto my position. That one might have a gap distance to close in about 0.1 seconds behind. Gonna have to go in onto the right turn without getting caught in the penalty. That will be giving a one significant risk. He's slowing down. KW just barely took the recovery after getting caught in the sand trap. That makes it to Sector 3 to be at the hairpin. Just gonna have to rev up the throttle. Still tries to catch up onto Rex NEFX in the Mitsubishi Lancer Evolution Group 3. This car is going to be quite getting non-interchangeable for a Land Evil Group 3 to be taking a good successful chance to catch up onto Porsche in second place. So heads up, getting a little bit more connection to be on the inside position at the apex before moving on to take the straightaway. Will be proceed onto sector 4. That will might give some time for UDRS. Will have to give a significant chance for having 1 second behind the gap, while K-Dub is being overtaken by KY640G. Wow, that was going to be quite very impressive to see how KY640 just barely took an overtake on K-Dub 4775. So be on the lookout for lap number 7 or 8. This will might take the second leg. Will be using with any kinds of tire compound will be recommendable to be in the racing tire category. But that will might take 3 required steps we'll be doing mandatory. Avoid 1 minute penalty is the only way we have to proceed forward to be going in to be reach the finish line. Otherwise, that will might have to move to a different position automatically, while several drivers or few that will might give a less effect to be having 1 minute penalty will have to try again in the next point race entry. Will have to take anyone's advice. Just keep going forward. UDRS will have to stay strong in 4th place, while KY640G is moving on currently to be in 5th place. That will might have K-Dub 4775 will have to come up strategize, will have to overtake with KY640G. Now going in underneath the bridge to be leaving sector 2 before coming back in onto sector 3. UDRS is still tries to catch up on to Rex any effects in the Mitsubishi, and hold on, looks like this is going to be having a single contact. KY640G just barely took an overtake on UDRS at the hairpin. Maybe that will might have an instant replay to take a good look. That could be giving an unfair advantage to see it, but take no offense. It's always just having a virtual online race will have to take much respectful to any drivers with any kinds of unique skills and abilities with a different livery. So right now, moving on to take 4th place for the United Defensive Reformation Service in the GR Supra Racing Concept by Toyota will be staying on in 4th place. And that will might have sector 4 to be going in at the out and out section by taking a defense. Now goes on to the chicane, and hold on, looks like this is going to be having a green flag. We'll have to proceed forward by having a yellow flag called by a second ago. This cannot be good. This might have a situation for KY640G in the Porsche 911 RSR. Dropping down onto 8th place, while K-Dub 4775 is now entered the pits along with Turismo 1 is now in the same type. That one might have the racing soft compound tires is going to be the only early call to be recommended, but just be on the lookout for lap number 7 or 8. If possible, anybody could probably have to do any kinds of laps whenever they want. There we go. Moving on to sector 2 after leaving sector 1 at the S curves. Still tries to reach up onto Rex any effects in the Mitsubishi Lancer Evolution Group 3. Just gonna have to keep going. Stay on touch of the line of the apex. We'll have to keep it stationary. So that makes it for 5th place driver from Canada. ABDB366 is now taking 5th place by having a gap distance in about 12 seconds behind the gap, while UDRS have enough time to catch up with Rex any effects to be getting a little bit further closed in, and about the exact range is going to get much moderate. And goes on to the spoon corner. InSport Tech has the advantage. We'll be having some good techniques to be cornering to be in the spoon corner to take the straightaways. And goes on for the apex. That one might have enough time to be going forward to be in sector 4 after leaving the dirt sector. But I bet everybody is still having a hard time to beat A80088's lap time by 1 minute and 59.9 seconds. They still try to work harder whenever they can, but the tire compound will be quite giving some suitable to be giving some determination. Racing soft compound tires to be coming in at the pits. Dirk McDirk is now dropping down onto 4th place, while UDRS is moving on to take 3rd place to catch up onto Rex any effects in the Mitsubishi Lancer Evolution Group 3. A8 in the Nissan GT-R is still coming strong by having an interchangeable Group 3 car is going to be the most possible recommendation car ever yet. Just like the Toyota Gr Supra Racing Concept 2018 is going to be the second interchangeable car is going to be quite taking a good, interesting battle by having a rarity. But it works perfectly like a charm. That might take the best chance to dominate Suzuka Circuit with all the corners will be mastered to achieve. Just moving on to Sector 2. Things go smoothly for Toyota is going to be quite staying on in third place. It's going to be quite doing successful to catch up with Mitsubishi in second place. So it looks like we're about to be going on to take the third sector to be at the hairpin. Currently onto the 6th lap, and be on the lookout for lap number 7 before moving on to the 8th lap. Is going to be the only second wave to be using for the tire mandatory change. It's going to be quite giving some determination choices. But my pick, gonna have to go with the medium racing compound tires. We'll have to save the 15 lap towards the final lap. We'll be using the hard racing compound. It's going to be the only way to take a good guideline directions. Just like going in to take the red light before having a green light is going to be the calling out to be going in. Gonna have to keep up the pace. Staying on the line upside in the range of gap is going to be quite getting much possible out there. Now goes on to the out and out section. Take that chicane at the final turn and going in on to lap number 7. Rex in effects in the Mitsubishi Lancer Evolution Group 3 is now in the pits. That one might have second place for the United Defensive Reformation Service before A800888 is now going to be taking the 7th lap before moving on to lap number 8 by enter the pits. Just going to have to keep on track. This one might have enough gap distance to buy some time. On to the last second for the update on any precision drivers. Dirk McGurk is now moving on to take 4th place to catch up onto ABDB366 from Canada is currently on to stay in onto the same position. 3 cars by enter the S curves is going to be quite getting on for the formation lineup or having a battle for 3rd place. ABDB is still tries to keep up before moving on to Sector 2 is going to be quite getting out there, while Dirk McGurk is going to be taking one chance by the opportunity for the overtake. It looks like Rex in effects is now joining the party. That is going to be quite good out there to see how Mitsubishi is going to be going in to take round 2. 2 drivers have overtaken ABDB 366 is now dropping down onto 6th place, while Miss Gaderia is now taking on in 5th place. That will be quite very successful to see how fast they are. They could probably have to take the struggle whenever they have to choose it in for any kinds of good position by the number of laps. But still going on for UDRS in the Toyota GR Supra Racing Concept is still going on to catch up onto A800888 in the Nissan GT-R GT3. This one is going to be quite doing good out there to be on the racing highlights. He's already made it in onto the 8th lap. That one might have the only emergency call. Will have to proceed forward to the 8th lap by enter the pits. So looks like this one might have no choice out there, folks. Gonna have to enter the pits by using the medium racing compound tires. We'll be doing the 2nd leg. That is the most possible important method. Will be used any kinds of tire compounds. Will be doing by the opposite. So does any kinds of recommendable strategy tips from Twitter. Is going to be the only helpful guiding tips to be part of the FIA Gran Turismo Championship. We'll be doing step-by-step of any kinds of Group 3 race cars in the directions for the Nations Cup. So my crew is finishing up the tire switch and give a little bit amount of refuel will be recommendable. 80% is all I need. Now coming out in the pits. Dropping down onto position number 6. And moving on to take lap number 8 to be going down onto turn 1 and turn 2 before going in onto the S curves. KW 4775 is in 5th place to catch up onto ABDB 366 by the ropes. And Miss Erija is now going to be on to stay on in 3rd place to catch up onto Dirk McGurk to be currently in 2nd place. I hope they still tries to have anybody who really wanted to beat A800888's lap time by only 1 minute and 59.9 seconds. This is going to be the most hardest challenge out there to be in Suzuka Circuit for the Group 3 category. This will be getting interesting after taking the hairpin. Miss Iraja is still tries to catch up to be staying on in third place, while the 4th and 5th place driver is going in to be at the spoon corner. And that one might have A800888 is in the pits for the first ride. Oh man, looks like Keita 4775 just barely went off the track, and maybe that will might call out the yellow flag. We'll be having a no passing zone. Better have that instant replay to take a good look. This cannot be good for Keita. 4775 is now dropping down onto 8th place to be staying on in 5th place to be quite shown going in earlier. We're almost there at the end of the 8th lap, folks. Moving on to lap number 9, and that will might have lap number 10 will be going in later on. We'll be taking a reminder time to be going remaining. Just gonna have to keep up on it. While Miss Iraja is now staying on to be using the medium racing compound tires, we'll be switching up to have two differences of the tire type. It's going to be going hard or soft. The choices we'll have to find out. This will be given much enough time for UDRS. We'll have to keep climbing up onto the top 3. Now goes on to lap number 9. It's going to get pretty excited out there. We'll be going on to have a most second recommendable reminder time to be taking on in lap number 15. That we might have to save it for only one tire compound before moving on to take the finish line without having a 1 minute penalty. Because that is a simple way to become a good professional racer by having a mandatory requirement. We'll be doing much safer to be recommended to be moving on to a different position automatically by default. So let's get in there. Here comes sector 3 and goes on to be at the hairpin at the next turn. UDRS is doing in onto the right direction to be staying on in a good mobility balance by having a good position to take the brake balance to be added by 1. Now goes on to be in the spoon corner once again. That one might have that good cornering curve to be step up onto the apex. There you go, that's more like it. The way it does for having a Group 3 race car to be doing much brilliant like a Super GT 500. But wait, looks like Rex in Effects is now closing in onto my position in about 1.3 seconds to go. That one might have Mitsubishi will be ready to strike back to be on the overtake to catch up onto UDRS Insportec in the Toyota GR Supra Racing Concept 2018 will be coming in at sector 4. Gonna have to take the defense. It's about to go fast and loud. We'll be going on the efforts. On to the last second. ABDB 366 is now in the pits by using the medium racing compound tires. And moving on to lap number 10, only 6 more laps to go. Everybody is still trying to have a hard time out there to beat A8's lap time in about 1 minute and 59.9 seconds. It still tries to keep a good grueling effort out there for having a good clean lap run. Always taking exercise to be in the time trial, they can still go on whenever they can. Doing successful turn on the S-curves. Just gonna have to keep on line of sight while Rex in Effects in the Mitsubishi Lancer Evolution Group 3 is closing in. That will might have a single overtake for UDRS will be dropped down onto 4th place. And there he is right now. He's coming in. Gonna have to be ready for the defense ever yet, folks. UDRS will have to stay on in 3rd place while Rex in Effects is now going on the offensive approach. Now goes on to sector 3. This one might have to go in, slightly risk to be in the inside position. Rex in Effects in the Mitsubishi Lancer Evolution Group 3 is still tries to keep it under control after taking the hairpin turn. When UDRS has the chance, we'll be catching up onto Dirk McGurk in 2nd place. Moving on to the spoon corner, we'll be doing a successful braking point to be on the apex, to be doing a good guidelines, to be staying on track. That is going to be quite doing good out there for taking a good respectful moment. But wait, looks like Rex Specs is not giving up yet. He's going in to be on the left side by taking a side-by-side, and here comes the out-and-out corner in Sector 4. I hope this is going to be quite good. UTRS barely took a successful opening spot to be moving on to be in the most impressive turn, to be coming in at the final turn at the chicane. That is so impressive for having a good encouraging moment, while Mitsubishi is attempting to slow down to be in 4th place, to be staying on track. That was impressive. Moving on to position number 2 for UTRS to be at the 11th lap. 5 more remaining. This one is going to be quite good out there to be in the top 3 finish, to be on the highlights. Just like I just did in the Toyota TS050 Hybrid and Circuit de Spa-Francorchamps in round 2. This one is going to be quite doing good out there for Toyota Gr.3 Racing Concept to be in 2nd place by having a good finish in the Nations Cup. The spectators really want to see UTRS could go for the successful victory win, if that could be much possible, to be in 1st place by the finish. AH00888 doesn't stand a chance, and the Nissan GTR is not going to be ready to give up yet. He can still keep on racing to stay clean for having a good focus to be on the goal. He's already made it in onto the spoon corner section. This will might give a good chance to be on the spotlight to make his way to shine. Coming in onto the last minute, Dirk McGurk is staying on in 3rd place to be currently, while Miss Erica is now moving on to take 4th place. Corando 77 is in 5th place by overtaking ABDB 366, is dropping down onto 6th place. While Rex Effects in the Mitsubishi Lancer Evolution Group 3 is currently to be on 7th place. After taking the pit stop to be moving on to be in the mandatory requirement, is going to be the only safest ways we'll have to proceed forwards, but everything goes on. But that was going to be quite doing impressive out there to be in the 4th round in the FIA GT Championship in the Nations Cup. Part of the 2021 series, that will be doing much remarkable out there to see how talented racers who really want to do some special needs and some good types of disciplines is going to be pretty well to be on the racing spotlight, to be in the highlights. Now goes on to lap number 12. It's about to go faster out there, and we have the 1 lap driver is closing in onto last place. Gonna have to go in onto turn 1 and turn 2. And here comes the S-curves. This one might take a good formation to be on the lineup once again. And we have the 18th place driver is still currently to be at the 11th lap to be moving on. Better call out the blue flag. This one might have faster cars will have to proceed forward. Now here comes Sector 2 after leaving Sector 1. UTRS is still going stronger out there. We'll have to stay on the current track to be on the apex towards on every turns to be going in to be going correctly. That one might take a good high-speed efforts to be doing some good chase to catch up with the opponents. In about 1.8 seconds to go for Dirk McGurk, still currently onto 3rd place to catch up onto my current position in the United Defensive Reformation Service with the Toyota Gr.3 Racing Concept is currently to stay in 2nd place. But that will might take much circumstances to see how it goes, but that will might take a difficult chances to be dealing with a stronger opponent. Will be doing a high capability to see how it turns out. That one might have to stay on the inside of the apex in the spoon corner. Now goes on to be in the straightaways, we'll have to push through. Keep going. Looks like this one might get a little bit further up ahead from Dirk McGurk in 3rd place. Now goes on to Sector 4 by the out and out corner before coming right back in at the chicane to be reached up onto the final turn. UTRS will have to take the right thing to be going in to do each directions without getting caught in the penalty. That one might give a good cornering response movement. We'll have to proceed forward to take the 13th lap. Still, but anybody's game. will be trying to do their best to beat their most fastest lap time by A800888 run by 1 minute and 59.9 seconds. Everybody is still having a hard time. They can probably have to take that good use of the Racing Soft compound tires whenever they want. It's about to close in on to Dirk McGurk in third place to catch up with UTRS. Go on the offensive approach. That we might take the defense. We'll be going in to take plan B. We'll be going on for the option. Now here comes sector 2. That was going to be quite doing impressive out there to see the spectators really love to see this kind of a good Group 3 battle. Just going to have to go right in onto sector 2 by taking the next 2 turns at the right before going in at sector 3 by the hairpin. It's going to get much closer. Gonna have to take the braking point and goes on the inside of the apex. Dirk McGurk still tries to stay on the line, and he has the opportunity while UTRS still tries to keep it stronger to stay in onto second place. That is going to be the hardest race ever yet, folks. This is going to be the most hardest Group 3 race ever yet to take on. Toyota will be moving on to be in the top 3 position. Just going to get a little bit closer. Spoon corner is going to get usual tricky out there. And it's about to go on for the straightaways. And here comes the side-by-side. That is going to be good. Dirk McGurk is going to have to take the chance while UTRS is going to be much pushing forward. And here comes sector 4 at the out-and-out section. Oh boy, that is pretty fantastic. UTRS just barely made a good successful dodging turn at the out-and-out section before going back in onto the chicane at the final turn. Watt in the most fantastic move out there will be staying strong like an 8.6. Literally, the Supra has the best GT3 racing class, will be quite giving a good skills to achieve the out-and-out corner in Suzuka Circuit. Goes on to take lap number 14, only 2 more to go. Take your time, folks. Looks like this one might give a good sections moment. That one might take the most hardest race ever yet for UTRS, who will tries to struggle their ways onto the top 3 finish. But first place is the hardest race ever yet, will be going intense. Staying in the formation at the S-curves at the end of sector 1. Now goes in onto sector 2. Dirk McGurk is still not giving up yet. That one might have to stay on the line of sight to catch up onto my current position. Take the next 2 turns and go straight underneath the bridge before moving on to sector 3. Spectacular save, and now goes on over to the hairpin. But wait, looks like Dirk McGurk still tries to catch up onto my same position. He's going for it and take that small recovery. That one might have enough gap distance in about 0.5 seconds, folks. That one might have enough time to be moving on to take lap number 15, and here comes by the risk. This one might have to take one more pit tire strategy to go to be using on the mandatory. That one might have to procedure ways, will have to step up to move forward, will be going on to take the finish line without having a 1-minute penalty to be moved on top of the position by default. But wait, looks like this is going to get much side-by-side out there, folks. Porsche and Toyota is now going in to be at the out-and-out section. Dirk McGurk overtakes UTRS and Sportec in the Toyota GR Supra Racing concept. That was incredible. Porsche just barely took a comeback to be moving on in second place. That one might have UTRS to be moving down on to third place. Fantastic. I cannot believe it how Dirk McGurk just finally come up with a good skills of overtake by a surprise. Hold on, looks like the yellow flag just called in. This cannot be good. We have a last place driver is now going outside off the track in turn 1 and turn 2 by entering the S-curves. That one might have the relief call for faster cars will have to proceed forward to calling out onto the blue flag. And we have Rex in effects in the Mitsubishi Lancer Evolution Group 3 is currently on to 4th place. That could be his next turn to be going on to catch up with UTRS in 3rd place in about 11 seconds behind the gap. But take your time, folks. This is going to be the most excited race in the fourth round in the 2021 Series Nations Cup. It's going to be quite doing successful to have non-interchangeable cars with two interchangeable cars. It's going to be quite taking a good successful opportunity ever yet. Now goes on in Sector 3. Gonna have to keep on going to take the hairpin before going back in onto the spoon corner. That one might take one more chance to be saving in onto the third position for UDRS before moving on to take the final lap. And it's about to go on to be in the third place finish to be in the most successful racing highlights in the competition. Same thing as goes for the Toyota TS050 Hybrid from the second round at Circuit de Spa-Francorchamps. But you may already remember because going endurance is going to be the most hardest thing for a Group 1 prototype race car category. Is going to be quite doing successful. Only in the fourth round, this one is going to be much challenging by changing tires to be doing a mandatory requirement. We'll have to step up to proceed. Better get ready. This one might take the final lap. It's about to begin. UDRS have entered the pits for only the second time. So hard racing compound tires is going to be the only one last step. We'll proceed forward towards the finish line. Gonna keep an eye out. Rex Inifex passes me by taking third place to be moved forward, while 8800888 is still currently in the lead. Dirk McGurk in the Porsche 911 RSR is still currently on to second place, while Rex Inifex is now taking on in third place. But wait, UDRS is moving on automatically to be in fourth place, while Rex Inifex in the Mitsubishi Lancer Evolution Group 3 is moving on to take third place. Almost barely had the chance for UDRS. Will have to keep on going to stay on in the top 3 position. Better have the yellow flag called out. That one might have a small incident to be going on out there. We'll be having an instant replay to take a good look. Right now, the top 3 drivers are now going in by taking a good successful spot for the Americans. That one might have 8800888 in the Nissan GTR is going much faster out there to reach forward to take the finish line. Now goes on to take the full straightaway after the spoon corner. That one might take a good Sector 4 proceed. After leaving Sector 3, we'll be going in by the finish line after taking the final turn in the chicane. Looks like Dirk McGurk still tries to keep going much longer in second place, followed by Rex Inifex in the Mitsubishi Lancer Evolution Group 3. But heads up folks, looks like this one might give a good perfect chance. 8800888 is now coming in towards the finish line, and looks like we have ourselves a winner. Nissan takes the first place podium finish at Suzuka Circuit in the fourth round in the 2021 Series Nations Cup. That was an incredible race. 8800888 in the Nissan GTR wins the race in the fourth round, and he has so successfully did it. He did a pretty good proud job out there folks. Nissan takes the win at Suzuka Circuit. What in a fantastic race. What in the most fantastic race ever yet. That was incredible. Dirk McGurk has finally finished in second place in the Porsche 911 RSR, and we have Rex Inifex in the Mitsubishi Lancer Evolution Group 3, and there goes UDRS and Sportech of the Toyota GR Supra Racing Concept 2018. That was incredible to have a good perfect race folks. I did my best, but that is going to be quite very incredible out there to see several drivers will be moved forward to be at the finish line without having a 1-minute penalty. So everything is going perfectly as planned. So just going to have to keep an eye out on several drivers are still running around the track. We'll be moving on to be at the finish line. Can't Handle It 187 and GTTC_Big is still moving forward to be at the finish line. So that one might have 1 lap plus on Tarmac Turtle 1 in the Chevy Corvette C7 Group 3 and Joel Exotic 96 in the Porsche 911 RSR. So that makes results confirmed, and fourth place is going to be quite doing fantastic for having a good clean race to be well achieved. Now that's competition. Very good for all that fine earnings, and this will might have $8 million to be collected in total to be stacking up. That was a pretty good, impressive race, folks. Group 3 category at Suzuka Circuit for the 4th round in the Nations Cup. It was incredible. A800888 in the Nissan GTR did a good job to have a good first place finish to be at the ongoing efforts. Dirk McGurk in the Porsche 911 RSR 2017 did a good job in 2nd place. And also for Rex Ineffects in 3rd place for the Mitsubishi Lancer Evolution Final Edition Group 3. But that was pretty good, folks. That was a pretty good, exciting Group 3 race ever yet. This one is going to be quite good to be on the replay, so I hope I could probably have the congratulations to the top 3 drivers for having a good, successful race. Alright, looks like this is incredible. No matter how it turns out that it was pretty excited, it always goes on to be given the most excited race ever yet, folks. Sometimes having a catchphrase is going to be quite doing great. So I'll make sure this one might give a good type. Okay, 1 second. Now that's competition. I always love to do this catchphrase because this is how every clean race is going perfectly for the FIA Gran Turismo Championship. For the most interchangeable Group 3 cars like the Nissan GTR and the Toyota GR Supra Racing concept, it's going to be much perfectly to be on Suzuka Circuit. Mostly non-interchangeable cars like the Porsche 911 RSR and the Mitsubishi Lancer Evolution Final Edition Group 3. This is going to be quite very fantastic. I just did a good job for having a 4th place finish to be in the top 5. So moving on to the next round is going to be at Kyoto Driving Park, Miyabi by using the Mini Cooper 1965. So this is going to be a pretty good classic 1-make race. We'll be having 20 laps around the track in Kyoto Driving Park. We'll be getting ready to get started to have an old-fashioned race to be on the Japanese racing circuit. Thank you for tuning in on my video, folks. I hope you enjoy. So make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, bell for notification uploads to be turned on, and the links are in the description down below if you really want to see more. You can check it out on Instagram, Deepnet Art, GT Planet, and other social media platforms if you really want to follow me. And don't forget to support my main project, Vision Total Drama, the next chapter of the Total Drama fan art to support the community. I'll be seeing you guys next time in the 2021 Series Nations Cup on Gran Turismo Sport, and I will see you later in the next video. Keep on racing, stay clean.